Right, so yesterday I talked about this template on the W3 School site and how you could use it as the basis for a page. But I've seen this done really badly before, so I'm just going to go through the typical steps that you do to actually use this without it just looking exactly like this template and having the stuff which is the big giveaways. So I'm going to click in Try It Yourself here because what that will give me is all of this lot, which is the page, right? So I'm going to grab all of that, Control A, whatever, Control C, and I've got a new folder here. So let's make a new file, new text document, and we're going to call it index.html. Take off that .txt. Just a reminder that if you don't see that .txt in the end, it's because you haven't got file name extensions ticked there. Edit with Notepad, ++, and paste. In good time. Don't know why Notepad++ has got so slow on this computer. Maybe I've got a zillion tabs open in it. Or maybe, I bet it's checking for updates, which I don't want it to do. I'm sure I've told it not to check for updates. When you're ready, you're only a rubbishy little text editor after all. Right, so what have we got? Let's start right at the beginning. One thing to note is this is using a particular version of Bootstrap and jQuery and so on. Your best bet is if you are using, if you want to like grab a Nav Bar or anything else, grab it from here rather than the Bootstrap site, because if you grab it from the Bootstrap site it might be using slightly different versions here, and I'll find that causes all kinds of problems. Right, secondly, we've got this thing here. This is always a giveaway. We've got an inline style, which we don't want inline styles anyway, but it's called fake image. And what that is just all of these grey like wireframe imagey things. You do not want those in your page, so let's take that out right now to begin with, right? Otherwise, just a big giveaway. And on that same topic, let's just think about the CSS. Well, we've got nowhere to put our CSS at the moment. In fact, I don't think there are any styles in here apart from just pure Bootstrap stuff, which is great, but we're going to want our own. So let's just bring this up again and let's make a folder for CSS. Yeah, that's good. The whole computer's a bit slow. I think OBS is making it run real slow. New, what do I want? I want another text document, and it's going to be called Stylesheet.css. And again, I'm going to open that in Notepad++. Should be a bit quicker this time. And I always like to, just to check to see if the link is working, body. Interesting that it hasn't done autocomplete here. Body, that's because I've been doing other stuff. Body background color red. So this will tell me straight away if it's working or not working. So save that, and then in here I need to point to that style sheet. So we should have another style sheet here. We can just basically copy and paste this so we don't have to remember anything. Control C, Control V, and the href we can safely remove all of that lot and say in the CSS folder go look at stylesheet.css. So this is a great moment to Control S and have a look at it. So yep, great. So the images, the fake images have disappeared, and we've got a red background. So we're up and running at this point. So what's next? Obviously we're going to need an images folder. You're going to need that kind of stuff. This is just the basics of making any web page, isn't it? But let's go digging into this, and let's just have a closer look. Let's zoom in a touch, shall we? So I don't want to see this. Like when I'm marking like submissions, assessment and so on, And the first thing I see at the top of the page is resize this responsive page to see the effect. I immediately am like, this is a super low effort assessment. I know that I'm going to be giving it a maximum of achieved, and it's probably a not achieved. All right, so that is just how it is when you're marking the stuff. You just know. And there's a few other little giveaways that I come across quite regularly. So when you're going through this, just take a little bit of care and effort to just tidy that kind of stuff up. So I'm actually going to take this out. What are we going to do? Let's do a page on a different topic. Last year you did compression, didn't you? Computer science compression. And we're going to say computer science page. I'm saying this because I've got a bunch of resources for this. So we're doing the obvious stuff, which is changing things. Now let's have a quick look at what we've got here. We've got an inline style. So we've got to think about, do we want this to be here, or do we want it to be in our page, in this style sheet? Now there is a place for inline styles. This is the kind of place where you might use it because it's kind of a one-off. It is only applying to this jumbotron here. So I quite like having it right here because I can see it, what I'm doing. The only problems are, of course, if you've got multiple pages and you change the style, you've got to go into multiple places to change that style rather than in one style sheet. So just to practice, I'm going to do this as an ID equals, I'm going to call it main jumbo. And I'm going to take, so that's going to be the ID of the thing. And I'm going to take this whole thing, I'm actually going to cut, taking this slowly here, I'm going to cut all of that out, which is the actual style, and I've left no junk behind. All I've said is ID equals a main jumbo. So if I save that, go into the style sheet, and then I can say hashtag main jumbo, and then I can specify the style for that, which I have copied, is margin bottom 0. While I'm here, I'm just going to tidy this up. I just like it when people make the effort to keep their CSS as readable as possible. So the standard style would be background color red, text color maybe orange, yeah, and just keeping it lined up like that just makes it super easy to read this. It lets me know when I'm marking it, you've made an effort. I mentioned that before, didn't I? So what have we done? We have taken out that inline style and put it into the style sheet, that kind of thing. Then what have we got carrying on down? So we've got a nav bar, perfectly acceptable nav bar. But again, just for the sake of trying to show the kind of things you would do, let's go and grab another nav bar. So where's some navigation nav bar. So what have we got? We got this nav bar with a search and so on. Pretty pointless having a search because you need to have like a server which is doing the search for you. We don't have that, so we're not going to use that one. We're not going to have a vertical, we're not going to have a centered one. This is pretty much the one we've got. Why don't we use this one with a nav bar brand? And again, this one is quite useful because it shows you that typical kind of thing where we're trying to take something which isn't ideal but will work for us with a bit of effort. So let's go into this, Control C, sorry, wobble the table, and let's go back to here, take out, I'm not actually going to take that nav bar out because I'm going to use a bit of it, because you notice this bit here, we've got some stuff missing, it says, and what that probably is all of this stuff which does stuff. In fact, we'll probably be copying that straight in. So what have we got? Nav bar brand logo, image source equals bird.jpg. I don't have a bird.jpg. I'm just going to pause recording for a minute. I'm going to find a bird. And we're back, I think. I found a bird. I've saved it. Bird.png this is. I've saved it into the correct folder, which is images here. Bird.png. So back into this. So bird.png was the kind of thing we need to check. Now we've got two nav bars, but let's just see how it looks, see how broken it is. Like I'm doing this live, so it could be completely broken. We've got some issues. The bird hasn't shown up. Know why that is. I didn't put images /bird.png, did I? Okay, but we do have a new nav bar, and we have got this old one underneath. So let's go and tidy that up. So where are we? Here we are, images /bird.png. Now, the image that I downloaded was completely the wrong size, but you can see here I've got an inline style. I actually do condone the use of inline styles when it's a specific image that you're working with. You know, it just seems a bit unnecessary to give this an ID and then have that width specified over in the style sheet, which isn't right here. It just separates them when it feels like they should be together. Okay. Anyway, so this we can see this is the A nav bar brand. This one also had a nav bar brand, and then we've got this lot, which is the actual link stuff. Let's Control X, Control V, and we've also got that button to collapse things. Let's just see how it looks without the button. Reload. Oh yeah, the birds come and we've got link. I like that, but we've still got nav bar down there. I don't know if the button ever appeared, did it? Or was that? I think at this point, where am I? Lost track again. At this point, I probably would put this in, because why not? And it'll perhaps appear. I don't know. And then we can take all of that lot out. So we've been through a bit of a process, and you kind of have to go through a process like that every time that you want to do that kind of update. Say, oh, I want a different nav bar, or I want to put a carousel in, or I want to do this other thing. You never just copy and paste and call it done. You always have to take real special care about where you're putting it, and then go through it and change the things. You'd notice I've kept things tidy, like the indentation is still neat and tidy here. I've not stuffed that up. That does actually take a little bit of effort. That kind of thing, right? And then, you know, we can start putting in actual links that we want to do. So we can do images, and we can do video, and what's the other one? I think it's audio. And you know what I would often do at this point is actually put the links into pages that I'm going to have. Images.html. I haven't made these pages yet. These links will be broken, but I know that I will be making them. Video.html. So when I copy and paste this page to make the other pages that I'm going to make, I won't have to go and then redo the nav bar. I'll just have those. Right, so what have we got then? At this point we've got containers. Again, I've got this margin top 30 pixels, which again I'm actually kind of happy with in some respects. I know I took that other inline style and put it into the style sheet, but that's kind of a demo of the kind of stuff you have to do. I wouldn't worry too much about that. But let's just look at a couple of other things. We had this fake image, div class equals fake image. If we've got those, we're going to take them out. And then we've got these columns. We've got this layout. We've got a column. We've got one row with a column SM4. So that's where it changes to kind of phone style. Is it small, and it changes from 4 to being full width, and 8. So we've got one row with a 4 and an 8. So that's super easy things to change. If I change that, for instance, to 3 and 9, still making sure they add up to 12. Then, you know, I've made a change that will make a difference to how the page looks. In fact, let's just go and have a look. We haven't checked that nav bar yet, have we? Did I not save it? I didn't save it, did I? Control, oh, I did save it. Why have we still got 2 nav bars? It's because I left in this. Oh, maybe that's what this button here is. If I take that out, delete, Control S. Oh yeah, images, video, audio, those links won't work. But you can see this has gone from this is much narrower, this is, well, not much narrower, it's a bit narrower, a bit wider. It was 4.8, it's now 3.9. So that's the kind of thing that we can do. Another giveaway of low effort is this particular set of links right around here. The amount of times that I see someone who's done real low effort stuff and they haven't bothered thinking about the navigation they're going to have. They've said, oh, these people, they had navigation here and they had navigation here, I'll have that as well, instead of actually thinking about what would actually make sense to do. I feel like that's enough for one video, enough to get you started. So see what you can apply of that, and then we'll take it forwards from there.